In 1920s New York City, Irene Redfield, a light-skinned black woman living in Harlem, meets by chance a childhood friend Claire Bellew, at a hotel dining room. While Irene is married to a black doctor, the light-skinned Claire passes as white and marries a wealthy white man from Chicago named John. Claire invites Irene to her hotel room so they can talk more openly. Claire explains that after her father died, she was raised by her two white aunts and married John very young. They are interrupted by John, who openly despises and degrades black people, unaware of his wife's or Irene's racial background. Irene leaves the hotel, angry with Claire, and refuses to respond to Claire's letter. However, after Claire unexpectedly shows up at Irene's home and apologizes for the encounter, they rekindle their friendship. Claire, who wishes to associate with black people again, invites herself to a dance party that Irene organizes. Most of the guests at the party find Claire charming, including Irene's husband Brian. While there, Irene reveals Claire's secret to her friend, novel writer Hugh Wentworth, who seems less impressed with Claire than the others. As time passes, Claire soon becomes involved in all aspects of Irene's life, joining Irene and Brian in all their outings. At first, Irene seems happy to have Claire around. Still, soon she becomes disillusioned with Claire and starts to grow dissatisfied with her presence. Brian, also dissatisfied, attempts to teach his and Irene's children about racism in America, as Irene refuses to move anywhere else. However, Irene believes the children are too young to learn about such things, inciting an argument that further strains their marriage. Brian invites Claire to a tea party from which Irene purposefully excludes her. When out shopping with her friend Feliz who cannot pass, Irene encounters John. She hurries away as he realizes the truth about his wife's racial background. Irene tries to warn Claire but decides against it when she cannot reach her by phone. As Brian, Irene and Claire go to Feliz's Christmas party on the top floor of a 6-story building, Irene asks Claire what she would do if John ever learned the truth. Claire replies that she would move back to Harlem to be with Irene, a response which Irene finds troubling. During the party, Irene remains silent, avoiding the other guests. She opens a large vertical window to smoke. Suddenly, John angrily forces himself into the apartment, demanding to see Claire, who remains calm and moves next to Irene by the window. John accuses her of being a dirty liar and lunges towards her. At this point, Irene abruptly puts an arm across Claire's pelvis. Claire falls backward out the window, but it is unclear whether John or Irene pushed her or she committed suicide. In horror, all the other guests rush outside, unaware of whether Claire is dead. After some hesitation, Irene slowly goes downstairs, where the police are questioning guests. Brian states that he believes John pushed Claire, but when asked, Irene asserts that she believes the fall was an accident. The film ends with the police declaring death by misadventure, Irene sobbing in Brian's arms, and Claire's body being carried away by medics.